Yo, 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 what is up, Lions Nation? This is We Are Lions Nation mashup special, and
the countdown begins now.
All right. Like I said, this is the We Are Lions Nation matchup special. We are talking Lions football, and we are also going to talk a little bit about each one of the matchups for week one and give our thoughts on who we think is going to take the win. I am the Soul Man, Andy Souls. Joining me right now, the Stat Man, Logan Erickson. And hey, Logan, guess what? We got people coming in tonight, don't we, man?
Oh, yep. Special guest, yes, Jim Bordeaux from Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And then we got Smoking Jeremy. And we also got our former co-host, Michael Birch, joining us tonight.
That's right. So why don't we go ahead and bring in our first guest. You know him. He was the former co-host, Mikey B. Let's bring him in.
Hey,
there he is.
How's it going, Mike?
Going good. Did you have a good day today?
Heck yeah. How about yourself?
Oh, yeah, good. Looking forward to some football this weekend.
Hell
Absolutely. Yeah. Next up, you know him from Detroit Lions on the Prowl. He is the one and only Jim Bordeaux. Let's bring him on in. There he is.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm ready to talk some Lions football. Ready for that first game versus the 40 Winers, man. I'm so in.
I love that
Absolutely. Name. And last but definitely not least, Smoking Jeremy B, bringing it in. There he is.
What's up, Lions Nation?
What's going on, Jeremy? Welcome
back. Not much. I'm glad to be back.
Hell yeah.
Hey, guys, real quick, just want to throw this in there. Hey, make sure that you are liking, subscribing, and sharing our YouTube page. Any support helps out. We absolutely love you, the fans jumping in. Throw in your comments during the show. We'd love to talk back to you guys. We love your involvement. Hey, and make sure all you Detroit Lions fans that you are share our podcast with all your Lions fan friends out there. We absolutely appreciate it. So basically tonight's show, we're just going to run through a couple things, couple topics, talk about the Lions matchup against the 49ers. And we're just going to go through real quick the week one matchups and give our take on who we think is going to take the W in those games. So obviously, first up, the big news coming out of Detroit today, Taylor Decker is out. The question is, what moves do the Lions make with Decker's injury? Statman, let's go to you first. What do you think they're going to do?
I feel personally, and this is just my opinion, but they move Sewell to left tackle. Nelson plays right tackle. And then you got Vaitai at right guard, Ragnow center, left guard, Jackson. I think that's the smart move to play, especially being a 4 to 6 week injury for Decker. I just don't see Sewell sitting at right tackle when he's naturally a left tackle.
I agree. And I know, Smoking Jeremy B, I know you had some comments on that earlier that you had posted on social media. What are your thoughts on that Taylor Decker injury?
Well, as a joke, but seriously, I wish it would happen. I said, let's put Matt Nelson at right, Logan Stenberg at right guard, assassinate Vaitai, and move Sewell to left tackle.
That works.
Just get him out of the picture.
Hey, it doesn't cost a dead cap if he's dead.
He makes a good point.
Exactly.
Anybody got a 22 long rifle I can borrow? It's got to be unregistered, though.
Yeah, I don't think I got one of those sitting around. Yeah, I don't see one.
Damn it.
Well, I guess, Jim, we'll go to you. What is the biggest concern that you have with Decker being out as far as the offense and going up against the 49ers? What does that do to that game now?
Bosa's going to kill us. No, no, they have a very good offensive or defensive line. We're going to have to stick a tight end over there to help out. I think we're going to need blocking from both Fells and our guy Hawkinson. I think that's going to be a key because we want to establish the run so they can't just peel their ears back and just be able to rush because we're going to die if that happens. We need to have a run game in this game. We need to have on pass pro. We need to have it tight end at least chip one of those defensive ends and then go out on his route. We're going to have to make some adjustments on the offense because of the fact that Decker's out.
Yeah. And I was really looking forward to seeing this offensive line unit first game, seeing how they impact this run game. And now I'm kind of nervous about it. So but was Sewell in his normal position? Do we see a different player out of him being where he should be, where he's used to being? Do we see a different player out of him than, say we were seeing him in preseason? Is it going to be a different player? Your guys' thoughts, Mike, what do you got?
Well, I mean, I just, kind of been listening and thinking about that run game. I watched a little bit of the game preview earlier. And like Jim said, the run game is going to be very, very important for us. And hopefully we can still make something happen there.
Right. And Jeremy, Smoking Jeremy B, do you think that Sewell's going to do better where he's at?
Well, considering he's played more snaps in the last year and a half he was playing at left tackle than at right tackle. He only played like the first game at Oregon at right tackle, then their left tackle went down. He moved there and never lost the spot. So at that point, I think it'll be more comfortable with him after being out those 20 months than trying to adjust to a whole new side of the ball. That being said, like Jim said, in order to get Bosa out of his game, they're going to have to use like that full house type of. That's great there, Logan. But it lost my train. Use the full house type formation with the two tight ends only to one side and run everybody at Bosa because he overruns run plays. Get him tired, get him gassed, and then he can attack Goff when they do play action.
Yeah, you got some valid points there.
Go ahead, Logan.
I think we need to. I think, like Jim said, we need to get the run game started early, and we need to do it often. And we need to melt as much clock as we can and just control the game in and out. And I believe that the running backs are going to have to help block as well on top of the tight ends to keep that pass rush to bay. You know what I mean?
Yep. I worry that, I think that with the receiving core that we have, that Jared Goff's going to need time back there to make some of these plays. And I'm worried that that's going to be taken away now. But it's still an unknown. So I guess we'll have to see how it fares.
I don't agree with that. And here's the reason is because you're going to want to use slant routes. You're going to want to use Amon-Ra St. Brown in the slant. You're going to want to dump it off to the running back. You're going to want to do some of your check downs. You're going to run screens because you don't want this defense to be able to to be able to just rush right at Jared Goff. It's stupid. So we're going to have to mix it up. We're going to have quick passes. So instead of him holding the ball forever in a day, he has to get to his read quicker and he has to get that ball out because, we have to make sure that this defense looks at something else other than trying to kill Jared Goff. We got to get them.
That was kind of what I was saying was basically, I just hope that, this line without Decker can function enough to where there's still even those quick passes because we've seen it in the past. Sometimes, Stafford would get that ball and instantly be sacked, almost instantly. So I'm just hoping that doesn't happen, and they still give him enough time, even those quick throws, that we can do something.
Well, what you're talking about is usually pressure up the middle, and we have one of the best centers in the league now. So I think we're going to be okay there. At least I'm hoping so. Vaitai is a liability, I think.
But that game where Crosby was hurt and Nelson played, and he had to seal off Khalil Mack, and Vaitai was next to him, and they actually did not do a bad job on Khalil Mack and the Bears that game. We actually won that game.
That was more Matt Nelson than it was Vaitai, to be honest.
I understand that, but that's who was there, is all I'm saying.
You look at that sack that Sewell, they said that Sewell gave up.
It was because of Vaitai.
Mm-hmm.
It was his guy that he disengaged from and broke free, and then Sewell tried to engage him too late.
He's good in the run blocking, but terrible in pass pro.
Yes,
he's too big, and people just move right around him. It's basically what happens. He's got to get hands on people.
And I think that brings the point back up to you, Jim, that basically, with the quick passing, Vaitai may be able to do just enough to allow that to happen. And that's what I'm kind of hoping.
The running back's going to be key on pass pro. And also if we put Kabinda in there, he's going to be a key to this game too, blocking. But I think
now if this is go ahead.
I think that's what we need to do. And Jared Goff is that quarterback. Jared Goff is the guy that dinks and dunks and does a West Coast offense. It's exactly what we need in this game.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think, you guys, for long term? I know, Jeremy, you said that this could be up to 6 weeks. What is this? Is this the long term solution, or is this just week one solution?
It may be a week one solution, depending on how it goes. Because let's say they are successful and it is a close game and win or lose. If that's the case and Goff isn't getting killed out there and we don't see David Blau by the second half, hey, guess what? It might work out. But if it is looking bad, I think they go out and sign somebody.
Hey, Facebook user, I don't know who you are. If you can write your name in the chat, because we don't get that in StreamYard. So if you could do that. Goff can play ball. Yes, he can. In the right situation. He's not the same quarterback as Stafford. So there's no even comparison between the two. It's not that one's so much better than the other or whatever. They're just good at different things. So he fits perfect in this game. I think he does. I think that short dink and dunk thing is gonna have to be where we go in this game. Run the ball, play action, get set up your screen game. There's a lot of things that we can do to counteract their good, but they have great linebackers too. I mean, we haven't talked about them yet, but they got some great linebackers too. This is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. Okay,
yeah.
Hey, what's up, Dane? Warner. What's up, Dane?
Yeah, that's my brother.
Go ahead. Logan's brother, Dane, thanks for hopping in, sharing your comments. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching the show tonight.
I saw an interesting thing about number one draft pick quarterbacks, and they were going through it. Did you see that out of the number one picked quarterbacks, Jared Goff actually has the second highest overall QBR out of all 5 of them that they listed in the last 25 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if he stays on schedule, they stay on schedule with first down, second down. You can't get incomplete passes. You can't get penalties. And this is the one thing that really concerns me about this offensive line, holding penalties. That will shoot us in the foot so bad. And we've got a rookie. We've got, a second-year player in Jonah Jackson. Then we've got Matt Nelson, who hasn't played very much. I mean, there's going to be a temptation to hold if your guy's going right by, and Goff's going to get crushed. So we have to be careful of the penalties. We got to stay disciplined. We got to have a game plan.
Isn't the rule their hands got to be inside the shoulder pads? Because if it gets outside, that's holding, right?
Well, yeah, and if the player gets by their hip pretty much and they're still grabbing on, that's that they're going to call that quite a bit.
In other words, pancake them while you got them inside the shoulder pads, and then it's not a problem.
Right, exactly. But we definitely got to watch the penalties. This crew has called more penalties on the home team than any other crew.
Yep.
So we have to watch that. I mean, the referees love us anyway, So
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
we're their favorite. That's for sure.
yeah,
isn't
Detroit versus everybody.
for sure.
isn't this
Yeah, and I
also the
mean-
same crew that cost New Orleans Saints the game
I think it
versus
is.
LA?
I think it is. I'm not for sure. I'm not 100%, but I think you're
Yeah,
right.
I think it is. So he likes golf. We might be okay.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
let's go ahead and fellas, and let's jump into the next thing I wanted to bring up. You guys probably know this or are aware, but Dan Campbell did say that Swift, there's not going to be any limitations on him at all week 1. Were you guys expecting that? I pretty much was on the board the whole time that they were just nursing Swift, taking it easy with him. I didn't have any doubts, but it was pretty much confirmed from Campbell this, today. So what do you guys think, Logan? You ready to see some Swift in there?
Oh yeah, and I think that's the reason why they rested him all preseason. You don't want to risk him, and he's healthy for week 1 when the games matter. And I think with that offensive line, even though Decker's banged up, I think we'll do good enough to open him up some holes where we can get some good yard chunks. And like I said on our show, the last show that we did, that start DeAndre Swift if you got him in your fantasy team. He's going to go off.
What do you think? What do you think, Mike? I know you're still there. What do you think? Is how Swift going to do week 1?
Well, I'm looking for some good things out of Swift on week 1. I know that there's been a little bit of comments about some drama that may or may not be true about him, but hopefully that doesn't get in anybody's head and he can still perform well for us.
Yeah, I think it definitely got in people's head already. You can see the comments on social media. Mike referring to the murder charges, whatever accusations
That never
brought
came
up.
about.
Yeah, that wasn't anything true. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Swift. If anybody knows me, they know Swift is my favorite player. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him play Sunday. Jeremy, Jim, you guys got any thoughts on Swift week 1? How do you guys think he's going to perform?
Which
Go
one do
ahead,
you want
Jeremy.
to talk?
Jeremy, you
All
can
right.
go first.
Okay. All right. I think Swift will be fine, but the caveat is that's if the offensive line is doing their job. There's a lot that has to go right all the way around. It has to be a team effort. It cannot just be one man trying to do it all. If we have the same thing go like last year, if you remember, a lot of Swift's runs came off of that right side because when Hawk was in there blocking, helping to seal that edge so he could get around the corner on those little sweeps and the off tackles. The other side is Darren Fells is actually just as good as a run blocker, maybe even a little better than what Hawkinson is. So now he might be able to do that to both sides.
Yeah, good point. Jim, thoughts?
I think DeAndre Swift's going to do just fine, but I think that we're going to see a lot of Jamal Williams, and I think we may even see Jamar Jefferson too. I don't think this is going to be a one running back show. So I think I'm hoping for 75 yards out of him, to be honest, and that's not bad. It's not a bad thing because we are going to be running back by committee. I do not believe we're going to be a one running back show.
At 75 yards, that's more than Zeke Elliott got against the Tampa Bay defense.
See, but I think Jamal Williams plays, and I also think that Jamar Jefferson is going to get a look too. I believe that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we're going to see them all. I think some of it may be situational, depending on the situation. We may see, a 4th and short or a 3rd and short. We may see Williams in there. Quick screen pass could go to either one of the other two, but yeah, it's going to be situational with the backs, I think. But I think that Swift is going to get the majority of the touches. But I do agree with you, Jim. I do think that the other two will definitely get a fair amount of playing time as well. Logan, any final thoughts on DeAndre Swift?
Yeah, I wish they would use him as a 3-down back. Running backs have to get in a rhythm to be able to perform. You see Derrick Henry. Usually he doesn't perform until the 3rd or 4th quarter after he's pounded you for the first half, and he starts running these big plays downfield. You know, I just feel like if DeAndre Swift gets into a rhythm early, I think you should just keep him in because he's the hot hand.
Oh, I
I
agree
don't
with
feel like
that.
you should just switch that out. I don't
I
like
think
the
that's-
running back by
If it's
committee.
working that way, I think they do, because that's what Anthony Lynn said in his actual interview that I read earlier. He said, we are not going to die by the run because we're not going to try to force feed it. But if somebody's hot, yes, we're going to keep going to it.
You also have to look at, you know, the NFL is going to running back by committee for a reason. The NFL backs don't have a long shelf life. So that's one thing we have to consider is we have to look out for the player too, you know. So having a couple other guys that can step in and take a carry and give him a rest for a minute, it's not a bad thing. And to say that he's a 3-down back, I think he is too. But I also think that we want to be able to have him at top speed at all times, which means he's going to need some rest.
I love that.
Yeah, and I don't see any harm in doing that, especially if he was nursing some kind of groin issue. Why not? You know, give him. You got two running backs behind him that are plenty capable of running that ball when needed or when asked. So definitely no argument there, Jim, at all. Before we jump into the Who You Got segment of the show, I just want to do another quick shout out. Logan, Statman, I believe you have something that you want to say to the people on what to do.
Yeah, please like, subscribe, share our videos. We appreciate all the support you guys give us. We love being on this show. We love doing this and talking about football for you guys. And we love having guests like Jim and Jeremy. You know, we ask for all of you guys to try to get involved with us. You know, if you want to get on the show, just leave it in the comments and we'll get you on the next one.
Yeah, we welcome anybody, you know, that wants to talk Lions football. We're open to anyone. And hey, real quick, thank you again, Jim and Jeremy, for coming in. So next up, we have the Who You Got segment. So basically, we're going to run through week 1 matchups, and we're going to all give our prediction real quick on who we think is going to take the W. We're going to start out with yesterday's game because I just want to talk about it. Any of you guys actually watched the entire game last night?
I was unable to.
I was asleep way before this thing started.
Well,
Yes,
of course,
I did watch the game.
Tampa Bay getting the victory with the last second field goal. Tom Brady took them down the field. So Tampa Bay did take the victory over Dallas. I had Tampa Bay winning that one anyway. Jeremy, do you have any thoughts on that game? Anything stick out with that Thursday night game?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to go that route I went earlier when we were talking before the chat. You know, I'm going to do the Stafford hater thing on both quarterbacks. Dak couldn't get it done. He put up great numbers, but he fell short. Tom Brady, if he'd have done better and not thrown 2 picks, they wouldn't have been in that situation. So,
You know, all the Dallas fans are already calling that one penalty that should have been called. You know, that's the big thing on social media. But anyway,
oh yeah,
regardless,
there's a
it was
caveat to
killer
that.
game.
There's
It
a
was
reason
killer
that
game.
there's a reason Godwin pushed off. The guy had the hold of the back of his jersey as he turned to get the ball. So he pushed him off. So the refs called that a tit for tat and let the play go. And however it ended is how it was going to end. There was going to be no flag on that play because there should have been 2 penalties offset and do the play over. And at that point, there's no timeouts. It'd have been a 10-second runoff and they would have been game over.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, I liked the game. I thought it was played very well and, you know, really close. But, man, I'll tell you one thing. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers look just as good as they did last year. And that's pretty scary. We're going to go to Sunday night. Sunday night, we got Chicago taking on L.A. We have one of our division NFC North rivalries. Jim, who do you think is going to take this game?
LA. I don't think the Bears
LA.
have an offensive line. I think Stafford's going to be too much for them. My wife is a Bears fan, so I know a lot about the Chicago Bears, and I don't think they're as good as people give them credit for. To That's just my take. Their offensive line is a disaster. It's really bad. Even with our injury into one of the main people, we still got a better offense. Our backups are probably better than their offensive line.
Facts.
Really, really bad.
Facts.
So if they don't they're going to have Andy Dalton, the red statue, back there. So I think, I don't think they're going to do much of anything.
I don't think that Andy Dalton thing is going to last very long at all.
Yeah, as soon as he gets killed.
Logan, what do you think, my man? Who do you think is going to take that one?
I got the Rams all day. I still got the Stafford jersey on. You know what I mean? I got to support Stafford. I'm still a Stafford fan, even though he's not on the team anymore.
Yeah, I went with the Rams as well in this one. Jeremy B, who you got in this one?
We're 4 for 4. It's Rams.
All right, so we're all in agreement that the Rams will take out Chicago. I think, like I said, maybe week 1 will be the last week that you won't see the Bears do a switch on quarterback. Is what I'm thinking. I think
it's as soon as Andy Dalton gets killed, then they'll throw the other guy.
Well,
this guy can run.
There's a real good reason why you don't put the rookie out there right now. He has issues with calling pass protection, as we saw in the preseason game versus the Bills. They have a suspect O-line. They put the rookie out there. He's going to get murdered against first stringers.
Maybe
he got murdered by a second string DN.
But he can run for his life. I mean, he has wheels.
Yep.
So, I mean,
yes,
you might
does.
Want that kid in there so he can run for his life and try to throw on the run.
No, you put him in there, and then if he dies, you put in Foles. Then you put the kid in there.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. But I think they're a better team with Fields. I do. I think Andy Dalton.
I like what I've seen from him in preseason. I absolutely love Fields in the preseason. I thought he did very well. So I was surprised they're not putting him in right away. But
I'm hoping
we'll see how long it takes.
I'm hoping they don't put him in the past game 4 or whatever. Whenever we play them first.
Game 4. I'm hoping they don't put him until the game after Thanksgiving because they're out of playoff contention.
There you go. I think it could be as soon as
next, fellas, we got the Monday night game. We got Baltimore versus Las Vegas. I'm going to start this one out. I was going to go with Baltimore on this one all the way, but due to their crazy injuries that just happened, I'm not so sure. Logan, what do you think?
I got Baltimore still. I think they got enough offensive weaponry there with Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson. Everybody knows Lamar Jackson. And then you got Marquise Brown, which is a great talent. I believe they picked up Sammy Watkins also. So they got him as well. They got enough weapons on offense.
They just picked up Latavius Murray too, I believe.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, they got Bell and Latavius Murray? Then they're going to have a running game still.
Yeah.
So I think I'm in agreement with Logan. I'll stick with my Baltimore pick. Jeremy, who are you going with, Baltimore or Vegas?
Well, I'm actually going to go with Vegas because they're at home, because traditionally teams that travel 3 time zones struggle.
I agree.
Oh, I like that. That is a good point.
Yeah, that is an excellent point.
I agree with that sentiment, but I still have Baltimore.
Yeah.
It's going to be a close game either way.
We got Seahawks versus Colts. What do you guys think? Jeremy, who you got taking this one?
Where's it at?
It's in Indy. It's in Indy. Okay. I think the Colts can actually get it. They have a legit defense. They have a good O-line. They say Wentz is a go. I hope Frank Reich can get him back mentally to what he was when he was there as the quarterback coach. If not, he's going to struggle, and it's going to be bad, and then the Seahawks win.
Yeah, I was in agreement with you, Jeremy. I initially went with the Colts as well. Logan, your pick?
Seahawks. Because Russell Wilson is a winner, and he's a great leader.
A winner or a whiner?
A winner.
Little of both. He's a whining winner.
Right?
What do you think, Jim? Who you got?
I got the Colts. I think that offensive line is going to be they have a very good offensive line in Indy, and I think they're going to be able to run the ball against the Seahawks.
All right, so we got 3 against 1 in this one. I don't know, Logan. I don't know. You already went with that. You went with Dallas and you lost already.
Oh,
We got Jags
wait.
versus. Go ahead, Jeremy.
wait, he took Dallas?
He did. He took
Yeah,
Dallas.
I was expecting
He
Dak
almost
to play.
won.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
played
It
really
was a
good.
great
They
game.
blew it at the end.
It was a great game, start to finish.
We got Jags versus Texans. Jim, who you going with? Who you got?
This is a garbage game. Going with the Jags in this one. The Texans aren't going to be starting Deshaun Watson. They just put that out today. They have a bad team. I was going to say other words, but I don't know if I can do that here. So,
You say whatever words you want. You can say whatever words you
okay.
want.
So they
Jim.
have a shit team, and I think and Jacksonville's just as bad. I don't know.
Let's.
kind of
How
a
about we
toss-up.
just? Let's raise your hand if you were going to pick Jacksonville in this game.
Yeah, I'm picking Jacksonville.
Yeah,
This
with
is
all
the toilet
struggles.
bowl of the season.
It is.
I believe
This
the
is
Texans.
this is the battle for the first pick. The first loser wins.
I
This
believe
is
the Texans are going to be the number one pick in the
This
draft.
is a game that if there's a CFL game, I'd rather watch that.
Damn. I wasn't gonna go that far.
I'm going that far. This is going to be awful.
We got Eagles taking on the Falcons. Some Jalen Hurts action. Jeremy, who you got in this one?
Oh, they're terrible.
Atlanta's gonna crush them because the Eagles suck.
Logan?
I got the Eagles.
Now, I went with the Eagles as well on this one. I think Jalen Hurts is just going to – I think he's a good quarterback, and we're going to see that this weekend. Jim, who you got?
I think the Eagles are a shit show. I'm going with the Falcons.
Yes.
So we got 2 Falcons, 2 Eagles in that one, so it's split down the middle. Next up, we got Chargers taking on Washington. Who you
In
got,
Washington.
Logan?
This is
I
a
took
tough
Chargers.
Jeremy?
I got Chargers.
I'm going
I'm
with
gonna
the
go with I'm going with the defense. It's gonna be Washington.
yeah, I'm going with the football
Yeah, what
team
the fuck
there.
team?
Yeah, I'm going with Washington.
All right, and I also am going to go with the Chargers on this one. I just think Justin Herbert is going to light it up, and I can't wait to see
Me
how
and
that.
Jeremy
that
are
game
very
plays out.
similar on our takes on this. It's weird. And then you guys seem to have the opposite view.
Oh,
We got,
this is gonna be fun.
we got the Steelers
Oh.
taking on the Bills.
I got the Bills by
Jim,
40.
let's start with you, Jim. Who you got, Jim?
I got the Bills, hands down.
Jeremy B, who you got?
Bills by 40.
And Logan?
Bills.
Yeah, and I went with Bills as well on this one, so I think we are all in agreement here.
Yeah, we all
Interesting
crapped
one
on
here.
Pittsburgh.
Another division team. We got the Vikings taking on the Bengals. Logan, who you got?
I don't like picking Minnesota. I don't know about Kirk Cousins either. I'm going the Bengals. If Joey B is good to go, he's got so much talent in his receiving core.
The one that can't catch a cold. Yeah.
Yeah. The rookie that can't catch a cold, first pick, just
Jesus.
like Rashad Perriman.
Wow.
Yeah, what a disappointment Perriman was, I'll tell you. But Jim, who you going with, my man?
I got the Vikes.
Vikes and Jeremy B.
Simply better team.
The roster better, top to bottom is the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings.
All right, and I went with the Bengals on this one. Just looking for some action from Joe Burrow.
So is
And,
it old people that see it differently than you guys, or what?
See, we can see we see things differently because we're willing to, as young men, to take risks
I see.
and
I
go
see.
out
I
there
see.
on a limb.
Hey, a Facebook user says the Vi Queens, and I love that.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't like the Vikings.
here.
Was that Dane again?
Yeah, I think it is. He calls them the Vikings all the time.
Yeah, that's what we call them too. I don't want to tell
Next
you what we
up.
call Tampa Bay.
Jets versus Panthers. Jim, who you got?
I got the Panthers. The Jets suck, and I mean, I like the fact that they picked up a good quarterback. We'll see how he does, but goodness God, this roster really needs some help still. I mean, still got the Panthers.
Yup.
Looks like he's in agreement with you.
Yeah, he said Panthers too. I got the Pampers.
This is another
Logan,
toilet
who
bowl.
you got in this one?
I got Pampers too, but I don't wear them.
Oh, that's great.
Smoking Jerry B, your pick.
Panthers.
Okay, so I'm the odd man out because I already picked the Jets to take
No.
this one.
No.
No.
Can
No.
I have
Yeah,
some of what
I-
you're smoking? I mean,
Oh
You know,
my
look,
goodness.
you got. I think their awesome young rookie quarterback is going to do great. I think they got a lot of talent.
Can I ask you a simple question? How much alcohol have you had tonight?
Andrew.
Put down the
Pass.
I'm drinking something.
I knew
I'm
it.
fucking drinking something right now.
I knew it. See?
Next up,
It's a party.
hey, how
up in
about this
bitch.
one, guys? We got the Cardinals taking on the Titans. Jeremy, who you got, man? Who you got in this one?
I'm taking the Titans. Derrick Henry's going to run over that defense.
Logan, who you got?
Titans, hands down.
And Mr. Jim, who you going with?
Titans.
Facebook user is going with the Cardinals. I had a tough choice on this
Your
one.
loss.
I almost went with the Cardinals on that one, but I have to go with the Titans as well. Derrick Henry's a beast, and I think we're just going to see that
That
come out to
defense
play.
is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is Tannehill. I mean, they got a good team. So we got the Browns taking on the Chiefs. Jim, who you got?
Where's it at? This is a tough game.
Kansas City.
I believe in Kansas City.
I'll take the Chefs then. Yeah. I got Kansas City.
And Mr. Smoking Jimmy B, who you got?
I got Smoking Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Mhm. It's tough to beat them.
I
in
went with the
Kansas City.
Chiefs as well. I just think the Browns looked good last year,
Browns
but
are a
I don't
good
think
team.
they're going to be. They're not going to be enough for Kansas City, though. I don't think. Logan, who you got, my man?
I based my pick based off home field advantage alone. That's it.
Mhm.
Their teams are very talented, both teams.
Yep.
I just went with Chiefs just because I thought they had an edge at home.
I agree.
That was an excellent point. Here's an interesting one. We got the Finns taking on the Pats. Logan, who you got?
God, both teams suck so far.
I took the Dolphins.
Jeremy, who you got?
Oh, I want to say the Patriots because they're at home, and it would be cool if the backup to Tua Tagovailoa made him look like shit. So, yeah, I'll stick with the Pats.
All right, I'm going to go next. I got the Pats in this one as well. Mac Jones going to tear it up. Jim, who you got?
Two shitty teams here. I'll go the Pats. I agree with you. I think they're going to win. I
Dolphins because screw Pats.
Screw. At least the Patriots can still cheat. I mean, at least they still have that. So
Yeah, they
that's
still
where
have
I'm
that.
going.
Yeah, thanks for your comments. Yes, I absolutely love it. This has been so much fun so far. And we got the next game coming up. We got the Broncos taking on the Giants.
It's in
Jim,
New
let's
York.
start with you.
I'm going with the
I said
Broncos. 'cause the
Jim,
Giants
Jeremy.
suck.
Jim's first.
I went with the
We
Broncos.
got Jim going with the Giants. Jeremy, who you got?
Wait, I never went with the Giants. I said the Broncos.
Oh, I
times.
thought you
The
said
third
Giants,
time
my
now.
man. Sorry.
Nope.
Who you got, Jim?
Saquon Barkley's back, but he has still got some lingering issues. He's a little bit questionable still.
Broncos don't
They
have a
don't have Kelly
quarterback,
Galladay, so I'm going to have to say Broncos because they got the better wide receiving core.
but they don't have a quarterback. So,
Oh, they got Bridgewater.
oh, that's right.
I-
They did get Teddy Two Gloves. I remember.
Yeah.
So, Jim, who was your pick?
said
Just so I know,
Broncos.
I heard
This
it.
is the
'cause I
fourth
didn't
time.
hear it.
Broncos.
Broncos. All right. And then Logan, who did you have?
I'm taking Broncos.
Logan, are you drinking? Because maybe you should be writing this down. Just having some fun.
I went with the Giants as well. I picked the Giants to win this one. I don't know why. That's just where I went with that. We got Packers taking on the Saints. Who you got, Logan?
Oh, I hate
I
this
took the
game.
Packers.
God, I hate this game.
I hated picking it, but
Jeremy B, who you got?
Well, the last time Alvin Kamara was the main back, he kind of was Shapupu. I see Packers running roughshod over the Saints.
I am in agreement with that. I don't think the Saints are going to be the same team that they were, and the Packers are just going to run them over. Jim, your thoughts? Who you got?
I hate the Packers with everything in me, but I got to pick the Packers if I'm going to give you a correct answer and assessment. I have to pick the
Facebook
Packers.
users, Saints, because screw Packers.
Screw Packers. I agree. I don't like the Packers one bit. So.
I mean, if you're picking based off of just
emotion,
pure hatred, you're going to go against the Packers. But if I'm picking realistically, it's got to be Green Bay. Your choice.
Yeah.
That is what I.
Yeah. It sucks to have to say that, but yes.
yeah.
Obviously, the last game that we have not picked yet, I'm pretty sure we all know who we're going to pick in this one. But a little interesting twist. Logan, who you got, and by what score do you think we're going to get out of this?
Lions 21-17.
Mr. Jim, what do you got?
I got the Lions 24-21.
Jeremy B.
I actually have the same exact score as what I said, but that also was before Taylor Decker got hurt. I'm so torn on if I stay with my pick. I'm sticking with it. 24-21 Lions over the 40 Winers.
Yeah, I stole it. I stole it from Jeremy, but I think that's accurate. I think we win by a very, very small margin, hopefully keeping them their offense off the field. I'm hoping that happens. If not, we're in for a long day.
Yeah, and if that's the case, we will be in for a long, possible 6 weeks. If the offensive line can't perform without Decker in there, then we're in for a long 6 weeks. So
you'll see him make a signing on Monday.
I agree
if
with
that's
that.
the case.
Yeah, they'll be looking.
They'll leave Sewell over there, but then that begs the question: when Decker does come back, what happens? You keep Sewell there and move him to right?
Yeah, that's what I feel you'd have to do.
That's why I said that question in that post, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what if Sewell's playing at the level we expected him to do when he came out of Oregon, because he's back at his natural position, and he's playing at that all-pro type of level at left tackle? Then we have to make Decker move to right, because he's going to be the one that's rusty, and it'll be easier for him to transition than it will be to move.
I don't
Sewell
agree
when
with
he's
that.
great.
I don't think it'll be easier for Decker to transition to right. I don't think Decker's a right tackle. I really don't. But you know what? I don't know what we would do. I'd have to take Sewell and put him back at right when Decker comes back.
I would agree with Jim. I agree. Now that listening to it, I think Jim is correct, because Sewell's been practicing. He's been playing the new spot. Just put him back to where you originally wanted him. Put Taylor Decker back where he belongs, and everything is all set. But it will be interesting to see what the Lions do and what choice they make.
All I care about is that it's a good game.
Yeah.
I want to see something like
we will be scratching our heads.
That depends. If it's a good, tight, close game and they're not getting blown out, that gives me hope for the season.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't want to lose this game, because we lose this
I don't want to
game,
lose it either.
We're not winning. We're not going to win in Green Bay on Monday night. I can tell you that much. The refs won't allow it. They just won't.
I mean, I think that Green Bay game is it's going to be what I thought initially before everything happened was that Green Bay versus Detroit was going to be the tell-all really for the Lions. It's going to be the first real difficult test, being a division game against Green Bay. Monday night. I thought that was going to be the true test for Detroit.
I think this first game is the true test. I mean,
Yes, it
the
is.
49ers are a really good team. There are some projections that they win the West, and that's not an easy task. I mean, they're
we have like the
they're gonna be
fifth
pretty good.
hardest schedule or something like that this year.
fifth
I
or
heard
sixth, I can't remember which, but it's like
that's
fifth or
that's
sixth.
that's
Do you know
tough,
it's the
so.
first worst? Bears. Yep. Yep. They do.
Whew, yeah, Dalton will be out there real quick.
Screw the Bears.
Hey, so I mean that's basically the show for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining in. Mr. Jim Bordeaux, thank you so much for coming and joining us tonight. Jeremy B as well. Thank you again for coming and joining us up and being a part of the podcast. We absolutely love having you on the show. Jim, it's been an honor, absolute honor having you on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We
Fun being here.
Hey, we are glad you made it. We're glad you made it through the whole thing. I know you're real tired. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for coming on. It's been a blast. Hey, remember everybody to please like, share, and subscribe. We are Lions Nation Podcast on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook as well, Instagram, and we are on Twitter as well. And we are looking into getting into Logan. What was the one that you brought in today? That I'm blanking on right
There's
now.
somebody in the chat, Ben Robison, something like that.
Big Ben.
Let's see what the Lions have. Maybe they can touch a Super Bowl field finally. I don't think it's this year, Ben, but yeah, I think in a couple of years you might be seeing that we're going to be in a stadium with the Super Bowl and not have to buy tickets. So yeah.
I get that. I agree. Hey, Ben, thank you so much for hopping in and commenting. I know you wanted to be on the show tonight, but just couldn't get back in time. Hey, and everybody, we're still trying to find that magic time that everybody likes with that magic day. So if there's a time that you guys prefer that you would like to watch the show, let us know in our Facebook group page, and we will adjust accordingly. We want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for you guys.
It's not 9 p.m. I can tell you that one.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely been. Yeah, this was the last 9 p.m. show I think that we're going to be doing. So probably go back to our 7 p.m. time. More than likely.
Someone says their Facebook user's name is Sam. I don't know who that is, but he says his name is Sam. And Ben says he's a Chefs fan. Well, that you're probably happy right now. I coached their flag football. Oh, okay, cool, man.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Well, Ben, I hate to break it to you, but the Chiefs are not going to win the Super Bowl this year because the Lions are going to. I made that prediction already. I'm just going to keep going with it.
Oh my.
You know what? That's right before my other show. I might be able to do that.
I'm going to say this with all due respect, Andrew. The Kool-Aid is strong with this one.
Yeah.
Very strong. The hopium is running. Yeah.
I say Super Bowl every year, so I'm good.
I used to.
Then he got
right.
I started saying that back before we had Barry when we had Billy Sims.
Yep. I remember. But you know what? We got him through a 12-step program, and he's off the hopium now. I'm just kidding.
No, my realistic expectation, if they get 5 wins, it's a successful season. Anything more than that is gravy.
Yep, I think so too. I got him at 5. I got him at 5 to 7 wins. That's where I have the team this year.
All right, everybody. Hey, again, thank you to our guest tonight for being on the show. For the stat man, Logan Erickson, I am the soul man, Andy Souls, and this has been We Are Lions podcast. You guys have a great night.
Hey, you forgot.
Oh, whoa. I did it again. Logan, you're just going to have to close the show out. You don't even let me talk anymore. I forgot.
Like, share, and subscribe, everybody.
Logan does his thing. He's got to do his thing. Go ahead, Logan. Do your thing.
Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield, and win the blue and silver wave. Stand and cheer the brave. Rah, rah, rah. Go hard, win the game. With honor you will keep your fame. down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions!
Love it.
One pride, baby.
Yeah.
Go Lions.
One
One
pride.
pride.
Hey guys, if you haven't already and on the way out, could you hit the like button? Also, subscribe to the channel. You're going to be getting more great content from these guys, and I think this is a wonderful show. Appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, no problem. We
Yeah.
appreciate you being on as well. So
And
Thank you
just
so
so you
much,
know,
Jim.
all three
Thank
of
you
you
so
belong
much.
to it. If anybody wants to know where to find me, is Motor City Kneecap Biters on Facebook. Fan friendly and lots of content.
Absolutely wonderful place to be.
and then also
Absolutely.
Detroit Lions on the prowl. If you haven't checked them out, get out there and check them out. I'm telling
Thank
you, they're the real deal.
Appreciate that. man.
Absolutely, they are. Hey, good night, everybody. We'll see you for our post-game show coming up on Tuesday night. We will see you guys all there at 7 p.m. Join us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.